Welcome back. We are back for UFC recap reaction time. This one for UFC Macau, UFC China. Happened over the weekend, of course, this past Saturday. As you can see, at 4 a.m. for me. It was headlined by none other than the bantamweight main event. Song Yadong, not my dong, your dong, taking on Davison Figueiredo. Bantamweight main event, of course. Fun show, fun card. Dana, your mom's a fun card. And this video's coming a little later than I wanted to. I do apologize. But hey, I had a busy weekend. Friday, I went down to Louisville. Did some media work down there for Future of Fighting in Kentucky. Shout out to them. Drove all the way back up to Ohio that night to do, drove back that night for the next day to do commentary for Ego Fight Series up in Salina. So shout out to them as well. But that did not stop me from watching this card in China, man. A lot of finishes. And I'm very happy with that. A lot of finishes. I did good. You know what? Let me find my record on the night. I finished 8-3-0-1. You may be wondering, how did that happen? We'll get to it. But I'm back. I think it's safe to say that I'm back. You know what? Let's not jump the gun. Let's wait till after this weekend show, which we'll also talk about later on in another video, probably tomorrow or the next day. Either way, let's get right into it. I had a great night, but it did not start with the first fight. We had Luma Lukeboom versus Jacqueline Amorium. Amorium gets it done by submission in the first round. I picked Loma to win by decision. I said this is a classic striker versus grappler. I said I don't think Amorium was going to be that much better in the grappling to where she could submit her. Boy, was I wrong. But I don't. This one doesn't sit heavy. This one doesn't hurt as bad because multiple reasons. Reason 1, this was a women's fight. Reason 2, it was a prelim women's fight on a fight night. Reason 3, I barely know who Loma Lukeboom is. I really did not know who she was until this fight. So her losing, I don't care. It just means we're going to forget about her next week. So yeah, she loses. I took some notes. We'll talk about it. I don't remember what all I said about it. But it was over in the first round, so it couldn't be too much, right? I said Lukeboom lets Amorium close distance and clinch. Stuck on ground with Amorium. Bad place to be. Gets armbarred. Well, that's what happened. She needed to keep the distance, not let the clinch get initiated. But, of course, that's not what she did. She gets taken down. She gets armbarred. End of the night for her. So that made me 0-1. Like I said, don't care too much because we recover. And we recover quite nice. Yes, me and you both recover quite nice from this fight. So let's not even talk about that one. Let's just move on to the featherweights. Rodrigo Vera versus Zhu Kangji. Again, these names, I'm sorry if I pronounce them wrong. Let's see the notes I took on this one here. I said it came out hot. The crowd was hyped. They were hyped for Kangji, so of course they were not so hyped when the fight ends in 1 minute and 50 seconds. Vera was the first to wrestle, and then he just called him, put him out, knocked him out. I mean, there's 1 minute and 50 seconds of this fight. There's not really too much to break down. The crowd was hyped for Kangji. He was not ready to live up to the expectations, which seemed to be a theme here for the China fighters. They kind of, shit the bed on this card. They did not perform. They did not indeed put on for their city. You know what I'm saying? Or their country, excuse me. England is my city. We're all over the place. But no. Anyway, Rodrigo Vera gets it done. I believe this was both of these guys' debut here. So shout out to Rodrigo Vera. The dude is 22-1-1 now. Gets a first round knockout in his UFC debut over Zhu Kangji. That might have been the best I've ever said it, or completely wrong. Yeah, I got that one right. I said Rodrigo Vera. I think I said decision because I didn't know too much about these guys because, again, it was both their debuts. So I picked the decision for Vera. So, I mean, I was still right in the winner, but I did not think he was going to knock him out in less than 2 minutes. But hey, you know what I wasn't right about, but I'm damn happy that I was wrong about? This fight right here. Angela Overkill Hill versus Zhang Jinan. Women's strawweight fight. This was the pinnacle of crafty vet. Shout out Angela, bro. Angela Hill. I'm not going to lie. I've always rocked with Angela Overkill Hill. She's always been cool, but she's never been like I'm never going to get hyped because, oh my God, bro, Angela Hill is on the card. No one's ever said that. But, bro, she fights like she did in this fight all the time? Ugh, she look good. Pause, but, bro, not even pause, bro. That's a lady. That's a strong, independent woman. No pause. Resume. Anyway, let's talk about it. I said, Jinan needs to stay in open water. She did not want to get put in the clinch by Angela Hill. Angela Hill's got a nasty clinch game. But Angela Hill was doing damage. Her right hand was just money the whole time. And the more this fight went on, the more I could not stand Zhang Jinan, because this seemed to be a trend with Chinese fighters. That's just what I've noticed. I'm not claiming anything, but I've noticed they like to get hit, and when they get hit, they will look at the person that hit them and be like, more, like they want more. No, you don't. Why don't you move your head and fire back? She did that. Someone else does that later on. I'm sure I'll find it in the notes when I get there. But yeah, she did that a lot. Wasn't a fan of that. You know what? I'm going to read my exact notes. Sorry, I was reading that real quick because I was talking about her always getting punched. Here's what I wrote. I said, great clinch knees. Hill landing her right hand. Jinan asks for more. Every time she gets hit. Bitch, you are losing. Actually can't stand this chick. Great striker being outstruck by Angela Hill. That's what I wrote about round one. Hey, man. Happened to be true because, like, she was hyped up as this great striker. Angela Hill was money. In the clinch, she was landing more. She was landing good on the feet with her right hand. So, I don't know, man. Round two, I said it was actually a fun fight. Vintage Hill, crafty vet. Quit asking for it. Jinan, sorry, I almost said it wrong again. I said Hill is going to the wrestling. Hill right hand is money. I mean, she dominated the whole fight. I'm not even going to lie. It was just an Angela Hill masterclass at the end of the day. Was that on my bingo card? Absolutely not. I was not expecting an Angela Hill masterclass, but that's what I got. So unfortunately, I was wrong there. Puts me at 1-2, but it's okay. Because I will gladly watch an Angela Hill masterclass, bro. That was great work from Angela Hill. She still has a losing record in the UFC, but let's not talk about that. She gets the upset win, gets the decision win over Zhang Jinan. Like I said, puts me at 1-2, but it is okay. We had a bad start, but we get cooking here in a minute. And that starts with this one right here. Rai Saruya versus Louis Garoli in the bantamweight division. Let's find the notes. This one was over in round one as well. I said, if it goes to the ground, Garoli's done for. And he was. That's exactly what happened. He gets taken down by Rai Saruya. Saruya takes him out. I believe he slammed him, if I remember correctly. He gets his back, starts landing good punches. Garoli was doing well defending it, and he kept trying to get up, but he ends up getting rear naked choked. I mean, it is what it is. Garoli, I mean, I picked him to lose. I think I picked the third round submission, though, for Saruya. I thought Garoli would last a little bit longer. You know, he was riding the momentum of winning his debut, or not his debut, excuse me, his first fight in the UFC like 2 weeks ago. I thought maybe just keep the streak going. Not win, don't get me wrong. But I thought he would keep the streak going and do pretty well. I was incorrect. He gets dominated by Rai Saruya. And Saruya, though, people forget, man. His record, 11 and that one. That only one loss in his record is to UFC flyweight champion Joshua Van. That's an okay loss to have if you're going to lose. So, I think this was a pretty easy one to pick. I just did not think he'd get it done that quick. So, hey, Rai Saruya gets it done. First round rear naked choke. Puts me up to 2-2. We move on. God, these names, bro. Cody Haddon versus Aurori. We're not even going to try the first part. I'm not trying to disrespect. But guess what? This one's over in round 2. Which I picked perfectly, I might add. I picked Cody Haddon second round, knockout or TKO, so I'll take that one. Haddon was pressuring early. He goes to the wrestling, gets the back early, and has great ground and pound and dominates in round number 1. Round 2, I just said Haddon's better everywhere. He survives a guillotine attempt. He goes back to the wrestling. Hits a nice knee to the liver. Drops him, finishes him with some ground and pound. And gets the win in the round number 2. Haddon looked good, man. He dominated. And it's starting to make me beg the question here. Are Chinese fighters really just not that good? Like, let's be real. This whole card was filled with them, and only one of them won, and it was the most, like, obvious one who was going to win. You know what I'm saying? Which we'll get to that in a little bit. But, like, Maybe they're just not that good. Like this road to the UFC stuff they're doing. The best Chinese fighter, Zhang Weili, obviously 100%. But after that, bro, it's Song Yadong, who just can't quite get over the hump. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not Zhang Mingyang. We'll get to that. So you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, I don't know. What was that? There's another one, isn't there? What's her name? She fought young Zhang Weili, Yan Jianan, right? Yeah, Yan Jianan. She's pretty good. I'm grasping at straws here, guys. I'm trying to give the Chinese fighters some credit, but man, they looked rough on Saturday. And of course, this one wasn't any help. Cody Haddon gets it done. Round 2 knockout or TKO. But I got that right. And I got that perfectly right, too, like I said. So that put me at 3-2 on the night so far. We move on to Mengding versus Jose Enrique. I got this one wrong. This was a fun fight. This was a very fun fight, back and forth fight. Split decision, but it goes in the favor of Jose Enrique. Wasn't it Sosa? Hold on. Am I tripping? Wasn't his name? I have it written down as Meng versus Sosa. Did he change his name, or is this one of them things, bro? The double name. Same guy, whatever. That just threw me off because I'm reading my notes here and it says Meng versus Souza. I was like, what? Google might be doing the government name stuff, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, we still got the fight here. I said Souza's very long. Pause. I said Ding stuck on the outside. Chinese fighters are... I said this was the other one. Okay, sorry. Reading my notes here. This was the other guy that was getting hit and asked for more. Because I said, and I quote my words, Chinese fighters are good at getting cracked and then asking for more. Also pause, bigger pause, longer pause, Chinese pause. You know, because he did the same thing. You get cracked with a punch. Like, bro, stop doing that. Defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? I've never been a fan of that. Because that always shows, if you get hit with a punch and you, like, nod and ask for more, that means it hurt. That means he caught you. We all know this. You're not fooling me, Meng Ding. I've been around the block, son. I'm not falling for that. You got cracked. Pause. Round 2. Ding was back, still chopping up the lead leg. That's something he did the whole fight. Was really good at chopping up the lead leg of Henrique or Sosa, whatever your real name is, sir. He's closing the distance better as the fight went on. He started cooking up in round number 2. I won't lie. He started getting a lot better. Meng Ding was doing good in round number 2. Meng Ding round 2. We get to round 3. Ding has had more wow moments, like he landed bigger shots, I would say. It was a fun striking fight. Sosa was a good counterpuncher. It was more technique versus wildness, and I don't even want to say Ding was like ugly, like sloppy wild, but he was fighting a guy that was longer and super technical trying to counterpunch, so he had to make it, scrappy to try to get inside and land big shots. So that's kind of was the story of the fight. And like I said, I believe it was a split decision, but of course they gave it to Sosa or Henrique or whoever you are, imposter among us. But yeah, I got this one wrong. That moved me to 3-3. And that's the last fight I get wrong on the night. Isn't that impressive? Last fight I get wrong was this right here. Because then we moved on to Lee. Man, dude. I'm upset. Can we just go? I'm sorry, man. Hold on. Can we just go back to America for like one card just so I can like get the names right? Like, please, I'm sorry. The Chinese fighters, man, like, good for y'all, but like, man, I don't want to butcher everybody's name. And this guy's not even Chinese, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he's like South Korean, if I remember right. I'm so sorry. This is a butchering. This is a butchering of names. But hey, I'm doing what I can here. Lee Yisak versus Luis Felipe Diaz, man. Felipe Diaz gets it done. First round knockout. Yisak, more like ye sucked, because he did not get the win and got finished in round 4. What a recovery. Comedy fixes everything, brother. He gets it done by knockout. Round number 1. Let me find the notes, man. Let me find the notes. I said Diaz was throwing huge. Lee trying to slow him down with leg kicks. Gets caught. Now Diaz kicking low. right hand drops and finishes Lee. So yeah, Lee, like I said, Felipe Diaz was throwing heavy punches. Lee was getting hit with a lot of them. Was trying to chop down the lead leg, kind of slow him down. Did not work. Gets cracked, gets up, gets cracked again, gets finished. You know what I'm saying? So another first round finish. There was a lot of finishes on this card, and I absolutely love that. We all love to see that, man, but it kind of makes you wonder where some of these fights are a little lopsided. Hey, I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to watch. So yeah, Felipe Diaz gets that done. I guessed that correctly. I don't remember what round or whatever I picked, but I know I predict him to win. So that puts me at 4-2. And then we move on to the main card. It gets a little controversial here. We have Alex Perez versus Sumadarji, which ends in a no contest from a lethal kick to the gonads from Sumadarji and Alex Perez. Bro kicks him in the cup so hard. Perez is feedled over, spitting up in a bucket for over 5 minutes, and they wave off the fight. I mean, it sucks to see. I picked Alex Perez to win this fight. I was expecting him to crafty vet this up. And I'm pretty sure he ended up getting dropped in the second round at one point, too. But, yeah, he ends up getting kicked low. Starts, spitting up in the bucket. And it took longer. They gave him 5-minute recovery time. He took even longer than that. They wave off the fight to no contest. I mean, I could see that they'll probably end up rebooking this and running it back at some point when Perez finds both of his testicles. It sucks to see it go that way. It was going to be a fun fight. It was already kind of shaping up to be a fun fight. There were some fun moments. But yeah, unfortunate end to the fight, excuse me. I didn't count that as a loss because this is a no contest. This isn't even a draw. So I say that puts me at 4-2-0-1. I mean, could it be a loss because I said Perez would win? Shut up. I do what I want. My show. We move on. Jake Matthews versus Carlson Harris. And bro, straight up, I'm not even going to the notes because this was just a Jake Matthews masterclass. Bro was better everywhere. They were throwing heavy punches. He was landing the better heavy punches. He was doing better on top. He was wrestling better. I picked him to get a submission, and there was a point in round 3 where he had the back going for the rear naked choke, and I was like, I thought I was going to get it, but I didn't get it, unfortunately. Matthews gets a decision. One of the judges scored it 30-25. Dang, you know what I'm saying? Like, if that doesn't tell you how dominant this performance was, I don't know what does. Harrison did take the fight on short notice, I do believe, so shout out to him for stepping in. But Jake Matthews, crafty vetted it up, gets a decision. Of course, I got that correct. That put me at 5-2-0-1 on the night, on the main card. Not a fight wrong in the main card yet. That changes soon, I won't lie. But hey, we move on. Next fight. Kai Asakura, bantamweight debut, versus Cameron Smotherman. He gets it done in under 2 minutes, bro. He looked bigger. He looked faster. He just looked happy. He looked so good to be at bantamweight. Like, it was good for him. He was landing incredible combos. One sits down Smotherman, and then he throws another beautiful combo to put him out. And I mean put him out. This wasn't no TKO, brother. This was a knockout for Kai Asakura over Cameron Smotherman, bro. Asakura, there was a lot of questions. People were wondering how legit he was because he was 0-2 in the UFC. But mind you, that was at 125. He wasn't a 25er in Ryzen. He was a bantamweight. He was a 35er. He goes down, first fight, fights one of the best fights of all time, and Alejandro Pantoja, who was a champ at the time, gets a title shot in his debut, bro. People don't be doing that. But you know who else did that? Tim Elliott when he won the Ultimate Fighter, and that was who Kai Asakura fought next. Transition. He fought Tim Elliott in the next fight and ends up getting guillotined. So he got finished in 2 fights, submitted twice. So you start to wonder, Ryzen sucks. That's what everybody's thinking. Asakura and Ryzen suck. But hey, he goes up to bantamweight where he belongs. Fights Cameron Smotherman. Absolutely dominates him. Very entertaining too. Kai Asakura is such a fun fighter to watch, man. I think people forgot how good of a fighter he was to watch because of the 2, previous performances. So I'm very, very excited to see what he does next. Like I said, he looked better, just way better. He looked healthier, he looked bigger, thicker, fuller, pause at bantamweight. You know what I'm saying? So good for Kai Asakura, man. Gets the first round knockout over Cameron Smotherman. I did get that correct. I don't think I picked round 1. I think I picked like round 3. I gave Smotherman way too much credit, but there was just like something in the back of my mind, like, dude, what if Kai Asakura actually does suck? But he doesn't. He doesn't. I think bantamweight's gonna be a good new home for him. And he's gonna have some fun there at bantamweight. So yeah, Kai Asakura gets it done. What is that? 6-2-0-1. Oh, I'm back. We are so back. Here we go. The Coco Main. Wrong fight. Coco Main. Sergey Pavlovich versus Talison Teixeira is over in 39 seconds. Sergey Pavlovich knocks out Talison Teixeira. I think this was the most lopsided fight on the card. Yeah, it was pretty obvious that this was going to happen. Teixeira, just big and tall, no gas tank, keeps his chin in the air, bad chin, throws kind of heavy against Sergey Pavlovich, who is like the boogeyman of, hey, he's the real dark horse, man. You know, Joe Rogan that up. Dark horse of the heavyweight division, Sergey Pavlovich. You know, Sergey, you know, like I said, there was a time most feared dude at heavyweight gets put out by Tom Aspinall. Oof, that's rough, but it's okay. Loses to Volkov. Oof. I shouldn't say rough, because those are two of the top guys at heavyweight, you know what I'm saying? And then he bounces back, gets a decision win over, was it Rosenstruck? One of them was Waldo Cortez Acosta. And then I want to say I don't know why I just used I don't know why Rosenstrike is the one that's coming to my head right now, and I believe so. That makes me think that is correct. But it was 2 decisions, right? It was 2 decisions. So he said he was going to come out in this fight, be more patient, be more relaxed. That is not true at all. He lied to all of us, and he knocks out Talison Teixeira. But my favorite part of this whole fight, I did pick him to win by knockout. I picked him in round 2 though, because I thought he was. I didn't think he was going to lie to us. I thought he was going to be more patient, but hey, it's okay. I'm not going to tell him anything. I don't want to punch through my face. But my favorite part of this was the post-fight interview, right? So they're in China. So there was a translator to translate it all to the Chinese crowd. Pavlovich speaks Russian. So you got Bisping asking the question in English to Sergey Pavlovich, who's Russian. So it has to get translated to him. It has to get translated. So hear me out. It goes from Bisping to the Russian translator, right? But also at the same time, it's going to the Chinese translator so the crowd can hear the question. Then it goes to Pavlovich from the translator. Then Pavlovich says it back to his translator, who translates it back to Bisping, who then Bisping says it out loud, who then translates it, then gives it to the Chinese translator, who then translates it to the crowd. What? Dude, it was the most mind-boggling. There was too much going on. There were 7 dudes just standing here in a huddle playing the worst game of telephone ever. Like, dude, that was crazy. But hey, that was my favorite part of the whole fight because, yeah, Pavlovich ran right through Talison Teixeira, like I said. Very lopsided fight. I don't know why this ever got made. Pavlovich is still legit. People thinking he wasn't legit just because he lost to Volkov and Aspinall is crazy. Those are 2 of the best heavyweights in the UFC right now. So, yeah, it's okay if he loses to those guys, you know. But he beats Talison Teixeira. He's getting back on track. He's going to get himself back in the title picture. Shout out Pavlovich, man. I've always thought he's fun. I've loved watching Pavlovich fight, so he gets it done. Then we move on to the co-main event. Zhang Mingyang versus Alonzo Menifield. Menifield beats Zhang Mingyang by knockout in the first round, bro. Zhang Mingyang, brother, I will never, ever pick this guy to win a fight again. Never, especially if it's in China. This dude cannot put on for his city. He cannot hold it down while his homies are watching. This is 2 fights in a row where he's gone to China, been a super heavy favorite, and then gets finished. It happened with Johnny Walker, now happens with Alonzo Menifield. If there was any fight for him to win, bro, it's this. You are a knockout artist taking on a guy who gets knocked out early. You knock people out early, he gets knocked out early. It was a recipe for success, and somehow he fumbled the bag. He fumbled the Chinese bag, bro. He fumbled it in China in front of his people. He couldn't move. He doesn't move his big head. He's got this giant blockhead, and he won't move it. Every time he's getting punched, it just stays in the same spot. Move your head. Menifield was out for blood, though. He was throwing heavy no matter what. I think he got clipped maybe one time. I don't even know. No, Mingyang got clipped early, if I remember right. I don't know. Menifield puts him out, though. Menifield was ranked going into this fight. Mingyang wasn't. And then Menifield just beat him, bro. Alonzo Menifield is climbing the light heavyweight rankings. What world are we living in where Alonzo Menifield is going to be ranked higher than 15 in the UFC heavyweight rankings? Or light heavyweight rankings? Let's go, brother. So, yeah, I got that wrong because I picked Mingyang round 2 knockout or TKO. He's not good. End of discussion. Zhang Mingyang's not good. He's not a wrestler. He's not a grappler. He can't move his head. He gets cracked, pause. He just has power. That's about it. I mean, his best one is what? Anthony Smith? Anthony Fetal Position Smith, bro? That's it. Like, no. I'm done with Zhang Mingyang, bro. I'm off the train. I wasn't barely even on the train. But it was almost impossible to not be on the train when he's fighting Johnny Walker and Alonzo Menifield. 2 fights that he should be knocking people out in. But, hey, it's whatever, man. This is the only other fight that I got wrong on the night. That put me at 7-3-0-1, right? Yeah, 7-3-0-1. It is what it is, man. Zhang Mingyang, you, sir, let all the people down. And at this point, the Chinese fighters have not won a single fight on this card at this point, right? Going into the main event. Who can save them all? But Yadong. Song Yadong defeats Deiveson Figueiredo round 2 submission, bro. I mean, a Song Yadong submission, I was not expecting that, especially by guillotine. A guillotine submission over Deiveson Figueiredo by Song Yadong. Are we serious right now? Are we serious? He sent the crowd home happy, though. They're pumped. They get to see their guy win in the main event. Song Yadong gets it done. But, bro, Figgy. Bro, we knew you were washed, but good Lord. Good Lord. And it's not that losing to Song Yadong's a bad thing, but just he didn't do anything in this fight. They both came out very slow. Figgy was, like, scared to really do anything. Shoots a takedown, gets split in the guillotine and taps. Like, bro, what? This dude used to kill people at flyweight. Do you remember what he did to Joseph Benavidez, guys? Do we remember? Oh, man, that was one of he used to dominate. He used to dominate back at flyweight, but he went through some wars at flyweight, man, and he's just not the same anymore. He's going to be a gatekeeper now at bantamweight. He's going to be the old head gatekeeper, and it's sad to see. Figgy was always fun to watch. I really enjoyed it. Dude, his trilogy with Brandon Moreno is one of the best things ever, or quadrilogy, excuse me, right? They have 4? They had 4, didn't they? Because was there a draw or no contest, right? And then they each won 1. They had 4 fights, right? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it was 4. Did he say former? No, he didn't. He said 4. Yeah, Figgy, he's washed, brother. It is what it is. Song Yadong gets another win. And he wins, right? And Bisping's like, China has a new contender. No, they don't, bro. We've seen this before from Song Yadong. He beats someone lower than him. He gets a shot up at the top, and he loses. He lost to Petr Yan. He lost to Corey Sandhagen. He lost to Sean O'Malley. But he beats Deiveson Figueiredo. He beats Henry Cejudo. He beats other guys that I can't think off the top of my head. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he's going to be stuck at the same spot forever. Bantamweight's got a lot of fights booked right now. Obviously, we got Sean O'Malley and Amin Zahabi for the UFC Freedom 250 card. We got David Martinez versus Umar Nurmagomedov. I was not expecting that, but hey, that's happening. We got Corey Sandhagen versus Mario Batista 2. And then you got to assume that Jan Marab 3 will be next for the bantamweight title. So Song Yadong's going to have to like wait it out or fight an up-and-comer again. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Song Yadong gets it done in the main event. Sends the fans home happy. And that was UFC Macau, man. I went 8-3-0-1. Safe to say we're back. Safe to say we're back. I don't care. After going over it, I'm back. The kid's back. We're back, guys. I needed that week off. That's all I needed. Had that week off, reassessed, re-locked in, redesigned, rebuilt, reclaim, and we're back getting picks right. Only 3 incorrect. And a lot of those, hey, Zhang Mingyang, I'm looking at you, dude. Never again will I pick you to win a fight. Never. I don't care who it's against, bro. I don't care who it's against. Menifield, Alonzo Menifield, Johnny Walker. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm done. Done hating. Super fun card. Not gonna say the Dana White line, but super fun card. Lot of finishes. That's what we like to see. That's about it, man. It was a good time. I got a lot of stuff coming up this week. We're gonna have to do. We're gonna have, of course, breakdown predictions for Belal Muhammad versus Gabriel Bonfim. That'll be happening. UFC Fight Night this Saturday. Then I'm cooking up something special on Sunday. Got a little something fun, a little treat on Sunday, so stay tuned for that. Of course, that will be fun. If you enjoyed the video, I would appreciate it if you would comment and let me know how much you liked it. And let me know how you did on your predictions, what you thought of the card, etc., etc. Like the video too, I'd appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't. I really appreciate that as well. If you want to follow me on social media, my content social media, same as it is on here. Showtime.tv04. That is on Instagram, of course, here on YouTube and on TikTok. Appreciate if you guys follow me over there. I post short form content over there. If you want to follow my personal Instagram, that's I.am_Connor Smith on Instagram. I'd appreciate that as well. And yeah, like I said, stay tuned for the next video, which will be Fight Night predictions, Belal Muhammad versus Gabriel Bonfim. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one. And I will see you for the next UFC Fight Night card, because the grind don't stop, and I am back. About to have another great night of predictions. Lock in the parlays, boys. I'm just kidding. Legally, I'm kidding. But you know I'm not. Lock in the parlay. Let's go.